Hello and welcome to the Direct Selling Success Podcast. I'm Anna Green and I'm here to share with you tips, tricks and training on network marketing done right. Thank you for listening.
Hello everybody and welcome to In Conversation With, our weekly little chat show where I talk to a member of my community, a fellow business owner or network marketer, about life, struggles, business, successes, everything to do with the network marketing industry. And today I am joined by Claire Dale, a Platinum Executive Tropic Manager. What's the official title? I always get these muddled up.
Platinum Executive Leader.
Oh, so close. So close. So I tell you what, you introduce yourself, tell everybody a little bit about you and your business.
Okay, so my name's Claire. As you know, I have been with Tropic for 5 years now. It was my 5-year anniversary last week. But I've been in direct sales for about 8 years because my son's about 8.5. Yeah, about 8 years because I joined when direct selling when he was 6 months old.
Oh,
so I've been around a bit.
Do you know what? It's so common. I think lots of us start when the kids are tiny because it fits in with the lifestyle. We don't want to go back to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, it was kind of, I needed a bit more than being a stay-at-home mum, and I know lots of people love that, but I needed something different to the nappies and the nursery rhymes and everything. I needed something else a little bit more for me, and I didn't really realize I needed anything until it was jewelry that I went into selling first of all. And a friend of mine came round for a cup of tea with the baby. She had a baby the same age, and she had started with Stella and Dot. That's the company that I used to be with. And I whipped the brochure out of her hand and said, "Oh, let me have a look at this. Oh, I love this. I love that. Oh, that's nice." And she said, "You should just join up and become a stylist," we were called at the time. And I said, "Oh, really? Do you think?" And I'm quite an impulsive person. And she just said, "Yeah, I think you'd be great at it." And I went, "Oh, okay then." And I was on maternity leave, so my husband was working from home. I just trotted up to see him in his office and just said, "Caroline says I should do this. What do you think?" And he went, "Oh, well, is it going to save me some money?" And I went, "Well, kind of, because I'm just going to ask you for that for Christmas anyway," that necklace or whatever it was. And he went, "Oh, go on then, give it a go," sort of thing. So I did. And with his blessing, and I didn't realize how much I would love it and how much it would actually change my life. But I absolutely loved it because work didn't actually feel like work. And go out to meet a lovely group of ladies, with a really nice hostess, have a fun evening, try on jewelry. Now it's pampering with gorgeous Tropic products, and everybody's there to have a good time, right? So you come away having made some new friends or acquaintances, you've had a laugh, and you've earned some money as well, and it doesn't even feel like work. So I majorly fell in love with it. And I was a teacher, so I was on my maternity leave, like I said, but I went back just for half a term before my husband brought it up. Actually, he said, are you still happy being a teacher? And I said, "Well, yeah, I am, but more and more I'm enjoying doing this, and I'm just wondering, if I kind of want to see my own kids more than be with everybody else's, because my daughter did have her nose put out of joint because I was around for not teaching for her first year of school, and so because I was on maternity leave, so I was there picking her up from school and everything like that. And then suddenly, when she was going to a childminder after school because mummy was teaching again, and she got her nose put well out of joint. And it wasn't just because of that. There was loads of different reasons with my husband's job as well. It got to the stage where he was kind of having to go here, there and everywhere at the drop of a hat. And that became very difficult to actually then get the children where they needed to be looked after for the day, be it school or childminder or whatever. And for me to get to school for 8 o'clock in the morning was just, if he was away, was just a bit of a logistical nightmare. So this style of working actually just fitted into my family life so much better. And you know, I'm able to work flexibly and, you know, around the children and around the family, and you know, what everybody else needs as well. And that's been amazing, really, really amazing. And they're now, you know, she was 4 when I started, she's 12, going on 21.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
And Maxie's now 8. So yeah, and it's great, and it's changed and adapted and evolved over time. And now, you know, I'm really happy to say for the last couple of years, being a Tropic ambassador has turned into my full-time job. And actually for the last 2 or 3 years. And, you know, I truly love it. And yes, it's changed my life, this industry. I didn't realize it at the time. I went into it just for a bit of fun and a bit of just doing something else, almost like an extra hobby, really. Because I had to give up my hobby, which I loved, which was netball. It was my be all and end all. I got arthritis at a very young age in my knees, brought on by the netball, and I had to give that up. And I really missed that, being part of a team, that camaraderie, that, you know, being with other women, and just, you know, all of that. And I felt that there was a big hole in my life, actually, that I didn't realize was there, because I had really good friends and everything, but is that like being part of a team. And yeah, when I joined Stella & Dot, I kind of soon realized that I was filling that hole by kind of like growing my own team and, you know, being a leader and all of that sort of stuff. And it was weirdly a replacement for netball. It's very strange, but it was.
I totally get it. Yeah. It's when we say these things, oh, network marketing, it changed my life. It changed mine too. Me and you are very similar, aren't we, Claire?
I think so.
Yeah. Impulsive, driven.
We've had off air.
Yes. So I used to sit at the company conferences and people would go, oh, this industry has changed my life. It's given me this, it's given me that. And I go, oh, you're just saying that to try and get us to work harder and to bring more people into the company. But actually, it really does change your life. Really.
Yeah.
And I never believed it until it happened to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you said that, then it made me think, oh God, yeah, I remember those days where I'd hear people saying it and think, oh no, here we go again. But actually, yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, at first it was that kind of just really wanting to work flexibly around my family, but there was also, and I've heard you say this many times before, you join for one reason, but then often you stay for the camaraderie and the friendships that you've made and all those relationships that you've built. And certainly that was the case with Stella & Dot. I mean, I made absolutely wonderful friends there, and that's kind of, you know, one of the things that really hooked me in and kept me there, and that's continued with Tropic. And I've got lifelong amazing friends, and the experiences I've had, I mean, with Tropic especially, it's, you know, they treated me so well.
You've worked hard for it, though.
I have. I've worked really, really hard for it. But I've been to some amazing places that I would never ever have been to. Been on safari.
Wow.
It was just incredible, like true pinch me moment. I hope to one day take the children and my husband Dan, because it was just the most incredible thing I think I've ever done. Vietnam and Cambodia was incredible. Cruise around Barbados and the Caribbean. What else have I done? I know I've forgotten one. I've achieved Shanghai and Singapore, but we haven't gone yet. And I'm going to Dubai shortly as well. Oh, and Ibiza. I've been to Ibiza. That was fabulous. So yeah, I've had some truly amazing experien's just for doing my job.
And these trips, they're not just a holiday, are they? They are special.
No. Yeah, they are
really special.
Incredible.
I used to say they're once in a lifetime experiences that you can have every year.
Yeah,
they are not something that money can buy.
Yeah, no, real pinch me moments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Companies that Tropic work with to lay them on are, you know, they're incredible, and you know, the detail, it's just everything is so meticulously planned. You know, it's really, really exciting. Yeah.
So on that note, for anybody out there who is I don't know, maybe that a trip's just been announced or the potential for a trip to come sometime in the next year, what would you say to anybody thinking, maybe that's for me?
If you think you want to do it, then tell yourself you are going to achieve it. Make it non-negotiable. And work out what you need to get there. It's usually like a points basis or whatever. And then break it down month by month, and give yourself goals, give yourself little sort of targets. If it's a certain amount of sales you need to do, whatever it is you need to do, break the total down monthly, and just make sure you're keeping on track. And do what you need to do in order to achieve those points. And definitely a tracker is a good idea, so you can see you're staying on track. I kind of like to kind of go out strong in the first month or two to kind of get ahead of the game in case something goes wrong later on. But planning is key with anything like that.
Definitely.
It's no good kind of like realizing halfway through, I could have done it if I'd worked a bit harder from the beginning,
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose belief as well. Belief is a big thing.
Believe in yourself that you can do it, that you're capable, and that you deserve it. You deserve to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody deserves to go on one of those trips. Everybody should at least give it a try.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. And the one thing that stuck with me, I think it was either my upline or the regional manager who said, if you go for it, even if you miss it, you are going to build your business. So the next year, you're going to be that much closer to doing it.
Absolutely.
Whereas actually, if you go, oh, no, I can't do that, and stay where you are, you're never going to get nearer to it. So you're never going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remembered when I very first joined Tropic, I think about a month later, lots of these ambassadors were off on a wonderful trip. I can't remember where they went, actually. I think they went to Iceland or Finland or something like that. Somewhere cold anyway, and looked like they did wonderful things. And I thought, I'd quite like to do that. I thought, right, okay, I'm going to make sure I get on the trip next time. And I had been on a trip actually with Stella and Dot to Mauritius, and when I first joined them, I worked out that the year, the last trip, I'd only just joined, and I worked out, well, in 6 months I got half the points that I would have needed, however long it was, in the time I was there, I got half those points. So actually, next time, that means I can definitely do it and I can definitely go. So that's what then spurred me on to make sure I got on the next one.
Yeah, that was similar to me. So I joined in the August and saw everybody come back from the trip and announced the next one at the conference. And I remember sitting there going, well, if I do about half again as to what I'm doing now is just starting, I can easily do the qualifications, and then all I need to do is recruit a few people. Well, that's it, I've done it. So in my head I'd already decided that I was going to do it, and I think that made the difference.
Yeah. And for me, I'm a real incentive girl. I'm quite a competitive person. I'm a very competitive person, and dangle an incentive in front of me and I'm there, whether it's a scarf, a diary, a water bottle, whatever it is, I want it.
I remember telling my team, go for whatever incentive they put on. If they put an incentive on to win a toilet roll, I will be there to win the toilet roll, because I'm not achieving it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think the last time I used that analogy was in lockdown. It didn't really have the same effect when we all needed the toilet rolls. But anyway.
By the way, excuse me if you can hear a very strange noise. I've got a French bulldog called Kylo, and he is asleep on the sofa next to me and snoring loudly. So if you hear weird noises, it's a dog snoring.
Do not worry. Talking of achievements like trips and things, what would you say is your biggest achievement, the one that you feel the most proud of?
Well, I think it's getting to platinum executive with Tropic. That's that was huge for me. So there's one level to go for, diamond, and that's the goal. That's the next step. I think what was really like incredible moment, we had it quite recently actually. It was Blackpool. We went to Blackpool Tower, and so for just before Christmas, the platinum executives and the diamond executives were all treated to the most wonderful treat at the ballroom with Anton Dubek and other Strictly stars. And they did a sort of a private show for us, and we had afternoon tea, and then they gave us dance lessons. And it was just, as a Strictly fan, that was just amazing. It was just so incredible. And I think because that was, you had to be at this certain level within the business to achieve it, it felt really, really special that they laid on something sort of just for us and really recognized our achievements in that way.
That is amazing. And again, money cannot buy that.
No, it was the most special afternoon ever. It was just brilliant.
I bet. Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
I do remember seeing the pictures on your social media actually, and thinking, oh God, wow, what an amazing experience. I should just insert
there in case my husband ever listens to this when it's a podcast. Obviously not as special as the afternoon that we got married, darling.
Oh no, absolutely not. But that's not business related, so that's okay. Oh dear. So your business as a whole, I know you love it. What do you love the most about direct sales, the industry in general, and what you do as a Tropic ambassador?
Helping people, I would say, in a variety of different ways. I mean, it's really, really satisfying when you help a customer who's got problem skin, for example, and you can help them sort out that problem skin, and they come back and they're really happy. Or I don't know, their baby was suffering from eczema, and you've got a product that's going to help them with that. I love helping people learn how to do their makeup as well. So I did a course quite recently. So, I will have people round and, give them a little makeup lesson or give them a little makeover and help people feel a bit more confident about doing that. Just, your standard everyday, like, makeup, just like natural looks. But there's a lot of people out there that aren't very confident with doing that. So I love helping people in that way. But I think truly the thing that I love the most is working with my team. Like I said before, always, enjoyed like being part of the netball team, being the captain or the vice captain or whatever, and geeing everybody up. And I think that's kind of, I love being a leader and helping people start and grow their own business. It's really special. And it's really special when someone then goes on to do well. And you just feel so proud of what they're doing and what they've achieved. It's just awesome. I love it. There's nothing more exciting when someone becomes a leader themselves, that you have kind of helped or you've been part of that process.
Yeah, it's so much more rewarding than your own recognition, I think, from what I remember about it. And even now running the Success Lounge membership and doing the one-to-one stuff, when somebody you work with achieves or has that moment where they go, I get it now.
Yeah.
And actually, if you've really helped me get past that thing and enabled me to do X, it is the best feeling. It really is.
And just feeling like really proud of other people. We had our, so Tropic have a Glammys event. It's once a year now, but it was the first sort of, it was proper in-person Glammys since we had COVID and the lockdowns and everything like that. And so there was so much recognition going on from all the growth that had happened over that period when we hadn't been able to recognize anyone. And just so many of the team just on stage getting recognized and getting, having their moment. And, it was just, I just felt so proud. It was just amazing. I loved it. Really loved it. Yeah. And just recently as well on the Tropic on tour that they've been doing, sort of spreading the Tropic love all across the country. That actually was one of my proudest moments as well. 3 or 4 years ago, I was asked to be on the panel at the Southampton one. So that was a really proud moment. And my husband was really proud as well. And he came to watch. And so that was really nice. That's just reminded me of a proud moment. But really, really proud that, you know, one of my leaders, senior leader, lovely Sarah, she was just last week on the panel at Southampton. And
brilliant.
it was just like, oh, that's my girl. You know, it's so lovely. You know, it's so lovely seeing people do well and, you know, be proud of them.
Yes. So on that note, your top tips for success.
Oh gosh. Work hard. If you want something, you got to go for it. You got to work hard. It's not going to fall on your plate. It's not, you know, it's, you know, this sort of business is there for anyone can do well, but anyone who's prepared to work hard, you know, know why you're doing it. Have your reasons behind what you're doing. Know your why. Have a really strong why, and set yourself goals and targets. And, you know, my why's evolved over the years a number of times, but it's a huge why now. I'm paying for my daughter's education now. So that's massive. I've got to work hard, you know, I've got to work hard, really hard to do that. So yeah, know what your why is. Get out there in front of people, meeting people. Your business is going to stagnate if you don't meet new people all the time. Then your business will just stagnate. And it's very, very important, because obviously you will get really good customers or hostesses if you do sort of, we call them pampers, but you might call them, you know, other direct sellers might call them parties, you know, they often are the people that are going to turn into your ambassador, you know, a new ambassador maybe on your team, or whatever people call them in their business. And then you know, so those customers and friends are kind of like, now with your new ambassador, you've got to keep meeting new people, and putting yourself out there in whatever ways you can, really. When I first was in this business, and really trying to sort of build and grow, you know, I was out 2 or 3 times a week doing something with my business, whether that, you know, be a pop-up, or whether it was, you know, something being hosted at someone's house. I was making sure I was out there and I was visible.
Yeah, totally agree. Work hard, get visible, know your why. Great tips.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and thank you so much for being on my little chat show. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you today.
And you.
Thank you for all your words of wisdom and your story. And if anybody wants to find you, to connect with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, so I am on I'm on Instagram, so Claredale at Claredale Tropic. I'm on LinkedIn as well. I'm on Facebook. So it's just generally all at Claredale Tropic. You can find me. Yeah. So please do find me.
Go and find her. Thank you again, Claire.
No problem at all. Take care. Bye.